Amsterdam Film Show.
So from the 1st of November in the Netherlands, Bohemian Rhapsody is out on general release.
I was excited to hear that Bohemian Rhapsody was finally opening. And I say finally because we've been hearing about this film for quite some time, which sometimes is a little flag that maybe danger, Will Robinson, danger. There were stories like originally Sacha Baron Cohen was attached to play Freddie Mercury, but he had some disagreements with Bryan Singer, the director, or maybe it was Brian May and Roger Taylor, the two members of Queen, who, there was all kinds of stories about problems with the film. But that was in the past. The film was opening. I wanted to go see it. But also, I had not been a major Queen fan when Queen was really developing, like in the 70s and early 80s. I was busy trying to be an actor in New York City and surviving and moving to Amsterdam. And it wasn't until later that, when their music was played in every gay bar, that I was really aware of, just the songs and stuff like that. So I decided to take a quick look at Wikipedia before I went to see the film, just to give me an idea. Kind of a mistake, because in Wikipedia, it's 1970, Freddie Mercury meets the band. 1 year later, they're putting out an album. They get management. They get a USA tour. Suddenly, they're being popular. And then they do Bohemian Rhapsody. Well, what I was reading was the plot of the movie. Because this is, sadly, an opportunity lost. What could have been a really great movie about the creative process of a really interesting band and a really fascinating and complicated performer comes out kind of like your basic rock or anything biopic, or what I now coin a wiki biopic. The film starts out tamely enough with music and Freddie meeting the members of the band when they've just lost a lead singer, so he kind of inserts himself and becomes kind of the driving force. But then it goes very much into 1 year later this, 1 year later this, 5 years later this. And although it's trying to show a band and their creative process, it just misses a little bit. And I have a theory on why. Because, and this goes back to part of the problems of developing the film, Brian May and Roger Taylor were executive producers on the film. So the former members of Queen, who then took the band back to new heights after Freddie Mercury died, really, I think, wanted to play a larger role in the story of the band, when what Bryan Singer was really wanting to do at the beginning, before he got fired, was focus on Freddie Mercury and his story. So consequently, they're in the film quite regularly, but they're always like, "Oh, Freddie, isn't that funny? Oh, Freddie, you're going through hard times. We'll support you." Or, "Oh, Freddie, I think we should leave now." It's all real friendly to them, when it should really focus on Freddie Mercury. That's what half the film does do, and those are the parts that are really interesting. Rami Malek, who plays Freddie Mercury, who, if the name isn't familiar, you might know him from the TV series Mr. Robot, where he won an Emmy Award. He's a brilliant young actor, and he does a fantastic job playing Freddie Mercury. I mean, he doesn't do the singing. I mean, okay, Freddie Mercury had a 4-octave range, so they couldn't find an actor probably that could actually sing like Freddie Mercury. But what he makes up for in kind of lip-syncing the voice, he brings to a fore the physicality of Freddie Mercury. He actually got a movement coach to work with who had him watching Liza Minnelli films, because Freddie Mercury said he loved Liza Minnelli, watching Jimi Hendrix, David Bowie, Aretha Franklin, all people who Freddie said were influences of him. And what ends up on screen is an incredibly physical performance that really captures the spirit and the soul of the artist of Freddie Mercury. And Rami Malek is just fantastic. He's also great in the quiet scenes. A lot of the film is about the making of the music, how the band, used crazy techniques to develop a really specific sound. But there's a scene where Rami Malek is just sitting at the piano by himself, composing one of the songs, thinking through the lyrics, and you really see, you can almost see the gears turning in his head as he makes connections and puts the song together. He does that throughout the whole film, which is good, because the second part of the film through line is his personal life, his problems with his family, his first girlfriend, finding out that he's gay, boyfriends, bad and good. But it's all given a very kind of cursory, scene by scene, just a few lines and then it's over. But what Rami Malek is really great at doing is taking a line from an actor opposite him, and you just see on his face a lot more thought than the conversation or the dialogue actually gives. I was disappointed a little bit because of the missed opportunity. It wasn't the fact that, I've heard a lot of things about, a lot of social media things saying, oh, they've whitewashed his gay life. They've whitewashed him dying of AIDS. No, all of that's in the film. It's not exactly what one friend called Disneyfied. It's more like a Hallmark movie.
Amsterdam Film Show.